Hi everybody, this is Diane. This is a Sunday afternoon here, and it's a quiet day for me, no family events going on. I went to church and taught my class, and came home and had lunch and took a nap and did a few little things, and I just wanted to do a quiet little video with you folks. I have been wanting to go through this Somerset Studio magazine with you. This is something I've never done before, but I've seen other people do flip-throughs. And I got this in the mail a couple of weeks ago. I haven't really had a chance to read it, but I've kind of flipped through it. And because of the theme of this book, I've been wanting to do this with you. So I'm going to get into that in just a minute. But I got this in the mail. It actually came yesterday, but I didn't pick my mail up till I was on my way home from church today. And I got this beautiful little handmade card from my friend Becky, one of my viewers and customers. And isn't that sweet? I love the pink, of course. The glittery snowflakes. There's embossed snowflakes. There's glitter on the snowman. This is just so precious. She stamped him and then, or her, her pretty pink hat and scarf, and colored those in. It's very professional looking, and it's just beautiful the way it's layered. And she even has a stamp created just for you with her name on it. And she made me a card last year. I know I showed this on camera last year, but this has been hanging on my wall since last year, so now I'm going to hang this one up. So thank you very much, Becky. I just thought you guys would like to see that. I think they're wonderful. So this Somerset Studio magazine is for November, December, and January 2022. And the theme of this is books, something to do with books. So all booked, that's what it's called, all booked. So perfect for us journal makers, right? So I'm just going to flip through and we're going to look at it together. I think this is probably my last issue. I forgot to look. It comes in a plastic wrapper, and I didn't look at the label to see when it would expire. But I think this has to be the last issue. It only comes out, I think you get 4 issues in a 1-year subscription. And I think this must be the 4th one, and I don't know that I'm going to renew because it is expensive, and I don't know, there's a glare here. Hopefully that helps. Here we have a visual anthology. I'm just reading a little bit here, but it looks like they've made a wire-bound journal and made it look very old. From the 1890s, they want it to look like. Safranca Joss Leon. I don't know how to pronounce that, but that's who it is, the artist. And even if we don't want to make this, we can take ideas from what they do. You've seen some of my videos called Somerset Inspired. That would include anything I might take from this that I want to try. I need to do some more of those. This is called All Crumpled Up by Elizabeth Tichvon. I don't want to butcher the names. But this is just, looks like one paper, one page, and it's all crumpled up, and it's layered and scribbled and stapled. She says, if you've been a journal artist for a good length of time, there's no doubt you've now experimented with a variety of techniques, mediums, and substrates. So this is just a variety of pages that she has done art on, crumpled up pages. So I could get lots of ideas here. Birds of a feather in a fold. Look at that. So she's folding book pages in this. There's the book. It's in a stand, and these birds, they're on a stick. They're on sticks placed between the pages, but the birds themselves apparently are made from folded book pages. Each issue comes with, I forgot how many, but several of these heavier pages that you can use in your art. And usually they're taken from the artists that are featured at the magazine. And then there are some spotlight pages. If it says spotlights, this is just one page. It just has a very brief description of what you do to create this. It's a family history. It has a photograph and then different layers, so this would be an excellent cover or page in a journal. Earth Heart by Chris Karpiak. This looks like the front of a book cover, maybe the back of a book cover. And it's got natural things on it. Yeah, old book covers. Carefully cut the hardcovers off books with a craft knife. So that's what it is, decorated book covers. I saw something similar in a different Somerset magazine where they kept the spine intact and just turned it so that the spine was in the center. There's a cover here and a center and then the cover, and did some decorating, collaging on it, and then hung it up that way. And I thought that was pretty neat. I saved that so I could maybe try that one day. The Language of Flowers, Kim Collister. You can see the book here. It's got some dried pressed flowers in it. There's one of the pages. It has Victorian calling card. I have lots of those, so that's a good idea. And this looks like the artist paper. And then there are pages that give you an opportunity to do some creating. You don't need bold colors to make a statement. Black and white are a classic combination for a reason. Gather an assortment of black and white supplies, including paints, inks, decorative tape, and junk mail, and get creative. You have more black and white materials than you probably realize. Use these supplies to create a collage on this page. Resist the temptation to add any color. So that's a challenge. And then there's technique, acrylic skin. So it talks about what you should do on these pages with that technique if you want to try it. And then this has something to do with tea bags. So it does give you some challenges to try out new techniques and the space to try them in. Vintage Memories of Farm Life. This is another spotlight page. So it's just, there's a gel plate involved in this. There's a featured artist or two in every issue. One of them lately has been Mary Beth Shaw, the stencil girl. So this one is called A Mad Scientist, or Stencilist. So she's doing new techniques with stencils. Fun things to try. And one of these pages is one of the artist pages that they give us to play with. A board book reimagined. So this is a children's board book that she altered. Diane Adams. Some of the names I see over and over as contributors to these magazines. This looks like one of her pages. I love this with the postcard and then the top of a tag peeking out. And it's all gessoed over. I could get some ideas from this page. This one has some applique, but also looks like it's been painted or gessoed over. You can see fabric applique and some lace here, some fabric here. And it's Lila Levine. We haven't gotten to her article yet. Here's another spotlight with a photograph on the corrugated cardboard. I wonder if it's the same artist. I didn't pay attention to who it was. This one is Marilyn Roan. Snippets of Color Art Journal by Karen Mueller. Really nice. It's kind of black and white, cream and black with splashes of color. So snippets of color. Nice. Portrait of a Lady Remembering Linda Warlin by Michelle Ward. Her name is seen a lot. She has a rubber stamp line too in the Stampington and Company stamps. So there's a lot going on here. There's lots of lace. This figure is made out of a lot of different things. There's book page, and I don't know what these shoulders are, but there's brads in there. The collar is pieces of vintage crochet with, looks like metal studs all in it. Really interesting. There's a little tiny book of memories. Look how small it is. Looks like an accordion fold. Pretty pastel colors. And here's a page that you can try making a palette for yourself, trying out some color combinations. This is called Doodle It. So you can doodle within the frame, and then this one, on this page, you can make the doodles. Like there's some, oh, I see, there's a plain frame and then a doodled frame. And then these are all plain ones that you can doodle. That'll be fun. Painting over a fashion magazine page. That's what this is for. The Happiness of Being Enchanted by Donna Scott. Another spotlight page. So it looks like these flaps would close over that image. It's a box. Bird Studies, an ornithology collection by Cheryl Dawsey. So this is a book cover. You can see where it was torn off the spine. You can see the bits of it still there. And there's a piece of the spine lining. They just made a piece of art with it. Found Objects collection. Looks like they made a big dangly thing right there with discarded trinkets, a rusty bracelet, connected bezels, a vintage medallion, and a belt. Oh, the medallion came off an old belt. Marley's Ghost, a 3D book illustration. Well, that's kind of creepy. I wouldn't want, that looks more like a Halloween decoration, but I know it comes from A Christmas Story. A Christmas Carol. I wear the chain I forged in life. Well, that would be a good reminder, wouldn't it? That's pretty artistic. It's Not Always Black and White by Louise Musio. Long, skinny, negative file folders. Oh, cool. So they're long, thin folders that were made to hold photo negatives, I believe. She found them in a thrifting, during a thrifting session. So she made them into a booklet. You can see there's a coil binding there, the wire binding. And she just used cream and black and white. That looks pretty neat. Another spotlight image. Adhere various pattern papers to watercolor paper, and then has steps to decorate it. This one is Michelle Ward again, Opening Moves, and it is all chess pieces, but they're constructed. Here it is all laid out, but when you fold it up, it looks like this. Here's the back of it all laid out. I wonder where you'd get the pattern for that. its pieces layered up. That's pretty neat. Here is one of the artist pages. And here is the Stencil Girl artist page. A spotlight. Live in the Moment by Donna Scott. Looks like a, what do you call those? It's a box with a scene inside it. Interesting. There's a boy up in the tree. There's butterflies all around. There's a little bottle, a real little glass bottle there, and a little picket fence. That would be fun to do if I wasn't busy making journals. Quirky boho paper dolls. Now this could be a fun item to include in a journal. And you could take that idea and make any kind of paper doll that's, it doesn't have to be a boho looking one. Layered letters, a spotlight. This artist is featured in every magazine too. Her name is Lynn Perella. She also has a line of stamps with Stampin' Up! And her colors are always bright, very striking. And then it has a project to do here and here and here. I love this. These are readers' submissions. Some of the readers' submissions are artists that we saw earlier in the book, and some are just people that submit their work and they get published. But this is really neat with these old soda bottles. Cover cardboard box with retro-inspired paper. Dry brush white paint. Adhere bottle caps to the bottom of the box for the feet. Use bottle die cut to cut blank paper to size. And use die cut as book cover. And bind. So this Coke bottle or soda bottle is a die cut. And then they just cut paper, plain paper, to match it and put it together. And adhere a faucet handle to the lid of the box. That's fun. I love those images. Thoughts notebook. Look at this one with the metal attached to the top of it. This one is a little booklet, circle booklet with ribbon hinges. There is very brief instructions on these submissions. But these are all kind of book themed. They give you a theme in the back of the book. They give you a few themes that are coming up, and you can create submissions for those themes. And if they choose you, then you get included. And then some of them get included in later editions just as miscellaneous artwork. Down the rabbit hole, I like that one. Here we have one-of-a-kind handcrafted book plates by Diane Adams. These are wonderful. What a good idea to take scenic postcards, I'm assuming that's what they are, and these labels, which I could stamp with a green stamp. And I don't have a stamp that says from the library of. They probably typed that, but I don't have a typewriter. But I love that. And there's a little box, I think, that she made the book plates to fit into. But they give you an artist page with some of those labels printed. Love that. There's another artist page. Final impressions. Some more submissions. Cards. You can submit cards or books or art, journal pages, whatever you want. Anticipation by Marilyn Roan. So these are Christmas, must be Advent for anticipation. I chose to print the account of Christ's birth from the book of Luke in the Bible on the reverse of each card. Well, that's nice, and they're numbered, so you get the card out of the bag, and then you end up telling the Christmas story. That's nice. Takes a Village banner. It's just a banner that they had somehow applied to a lace strip with ribbons on the ends to hang it up somewhere. We Are Fearless, Independent, and Original Cut and Paste Collages by Diana Britt. This has something to do here and there. There's some more cut and paste collages. We like doing that. And then they always have a section where they take details of some of the pictures that we've already seen, just to highlight some of the details that you might have missed that you can use. Tear a vintage photo postage stamp in half to help frame a photo. That's one of those book plates. To make a stamp image pop on fabric, first paint a layer of gesso. So there's gesso just right there where they're going to stamp. Adding a book spine, trims, vintage ephemera, different ideas. These are always fun to look at. And then you have the advertisements. This is from, maybe these are from Somerset Studio shop or Stampington. I can never remember what the name of the shop is. So there it is. Here we have, oh wait, that's not it. Tells you here what you're going to see in the spring 2022 issue. And submission guidelines and some upcoming themes right here. Tells you when they need to be submitted to them by so they can be considered for the magazine. So there you go. That was the current issue of Somerset Studio magazine. If you missed this, if you see this video too late, you can go to stampington.com and they have back issues. The only problem with that is if you order a back issue, you have to pay postage. So, yeah. And that gets really expensive because these magazines are expensive to begin with. They used to be $15, and now it's $16 per issue. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed that little flip through, and I hope to get back to doing a crafting video tomorrow. We'll see how I do, but I hope to get back to that soon, working on those chicken journals. So I will see you in the next video, and I hope you have a creative day today. Bye-bye.